Number 31 Albert Square, home to Whitney Dean and the Butcher family. That was until Whitney disappeared from Walford. Exploited by the man she thought she loved, Whitney made a daring escape and reached the safety of a passing family. But how did a girl from a loving home end up down a dark road, desperate and terrified? To find out, we need to go back to Walford, home sweet home. Take a closer look and the cracks in Whitney's life are clear to see. We're going behind the curtains of 31 Albert Square to tell Whitney's story. Whitney Dean is one of Walford's best-known teenage characters. She's seen both sides of the coin in Albert Square, good times and bad. But life hasn't been easy for Whitney lately, and now she's involved in her biggest storyline yet. At number 31 Albert Square, Ricky, Janine, Carol and Max, Lauren, and even little Tiff and Morgan have all gathered.
She'll do fine, won't she?
They've got a big problem. Whitney has been missing for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, Janine? 2 weeks? You know, and you've been here, lying.
Oh, come on. She'll be fine, won't she?
She's a kid. She could be anywhere with anyone, who knows?
Whitney hasn't even got her phone, you mental witch!
She's a young, damaged, vulnerable girl.
Family and friends played their part in Whitney's disappearance.
Well, where were you? Where were any of you?
And tonight, we tell the story of a girl who found that in the end, the only person that could save her was herself.
Whitney. Older one, dark hair, moody.
Vulnerable.
Lonely. Quite feisty.
Beautiful.
Naive.
Kind, flirtatious.
Chavvy.
Impetuous.
Sad.
Strong.
Survivor.
We're watching you.
Yeah? Now I'm watching you. Don't need no help from you. I'll do you a deal. You give me the 20 quid now, and we'll say no more about it.
I'm just happy, standing here, taking in the view.
Yeah? Oh, the view's looking right back at you and she ain't nothing. And then Faceache over there starts yelling at us, telling us to get out.
Got some mouth on you, girl.
I've been more of a mum to those kids than you are. I don't know what to do without you, little Miss Mum. What number is it? Is your mate?
Whitney Dean arrived in Walford in 2008 with stepmum Bianca and her brood, Liam, Morgan and...
Tiffany!
And they certainly made an impression.
How am I supposed to look out for 3 kids all on my own?
Because you've messed up with the rent.
You're supposed to be helping me out here.
I can't remember where your mate lives.
Oh, some help you're turning out to be.
Do not take this out on me.
My first day we were on location. We did sleeping at a bus stop, like being homeless and stuff, and that was really, really good, except I didn't know who Bianca was because I'm too young, so I didn't recognise her.
This is all right for tonight, right, Whit?
Never told Patsy that. Never. I'm too embarrassed.
I used to love playing this game when I was a kid.
Yeah, me and Dad used to go camping too. I would describe Whitney as a troubled teenager. And if anyone shows her a bit of attention or affection, she kind of clings onto them, and she's quite desperate to have someone to look after her, really.
Whitney brings something different to the square. Bad hats and big jewellery.
Whitney's fashion is definitely out there.
I'd say her chav style probably does come a lot from Bianca.
A little bit on the chavvy side.
Gold chains.
How many gold chains does one person need? I mean, she's like a walking advert for a cheap catalogue.
Big earrings.
With the earrings, nearly worse than Pat's. Hair everywhere, loads and loads of mascara. Just a complete chav.
Oh, that suits you, that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nothing seems to really match.
You want to come over here and say that?
She's quite glam as well.
But you think she thinks she looks good. She seems to really like showing off her assets. So when she goes out, she will have her boobs looking pretty on show.
She's had her fair share of romances in Walford. There was Todd.
Please, Whitney. I love you.
He got the old heave-ho.
Oh, well, never mind. Just gonna have to go and play with myself, I suppose.
Then there was Peter Beale, Billy Jackson, and of course, Connor. Playing Whitney Dean wasn't Shona's first acting role.
I've done a lot of musical theatre. I did that for 6 years. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can watch it if you want.
Thank you. We will. To understand Whitney, there's someone we need to meet. Tony King.
I'm home.
In 2008, Bianca's boyfriend Tony returned from prison to a hero's welcome.
He charms everyone, even Pat. And the kids are hopping around in excitement. You totally believe in this guy. And then at the end of the episode, you realise that Whitney's excitement about him coming home is not for a father figure, but the fact that he's been having a relationship with her for, like, several years.
It's going to be just like it was before. Just you and me. Together.
Whitney, moving, darling.
I think you look lovely in the school uniform.
Whitney believes she's in a romantic film.
Ready?
You know, she believes this extraordinary, dashing older man has come in to save her and ride off on his white Charger.
We're going to be together. Forever.
She thinks that Tony and Whitney are destined to be together, and they will run away one day and they'll be happy ever after, but it doesn't happen.
Everything he did was calculated. Everything he did was completely and utterly selfish, and everything he did was going to have horrendous repercussions for the people around him.
You still love me?
You're everything to me. You're my whole world.
Whitney chose her 16th birthday party to reveal the truth to Bianca.
I'm sleeping with him. That ain't funny. It's true. We're in love. We're really, really in love. And we're gonna go away. We're gonna go away together.
Her own kind of stepdaughter has kind of betrayed her. Her fiancé has betrayed her, that she couldn't even see it. She was that blind, that stupid.
There's nothing that could explain this away. Nothing!
She's the one, right? She's the one that pushed it.
You've been abused.
That's not true.
Bianca is really angry, but heartbroken for Whitney because she knows what the issue is.
No.
He's been abusing you for 3 years, and you can't even see it.
That's not what it was like. He loves me.
Whitney just can't get her head around it. That's not true. It can't be that.
You can't see it now, Whit, but you will. He is a paedophile.
A what?
He's an adult, and you're a child. It's child abuse.
She's been profoundly damaged. She doesn't see the world as a good place, I don't think.
At EastEnders HQ, work on Whitney's latest storyline is underway. For actress Shona McGarty, it's an exciting day at the office. First up, makeup. There's time to run some lines with a little help from co-star Jacqueline Josser, aka Lauren Branning.
He looks after me, I look after him. It's not true. It is now. Get out. I'll have to tell him where you are and they're going to come looking for you. Yeah, go on then. You do that, Lauren. You go back. You go back and tell him and I'll move away. Hey, your family. Okay, hey. Ring, 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 ring. Shh, that's it. Hello?
Lines done. Time for a quick catch-up.
All right, Jackie?
All right, Shaun.
We're very good friends, aren't we, Shona?
Yes, we are.
I've had a pretty easy life compared to Whitney.
I'm more like Lauren than Shona's like Whitney.
Because Lauren's sort of just a normal teenage girl with a bit of an issue. And a lot of check shirts. And a lot of check shirts. Whitney's style is a bit out there, isn't it? Really. I didn't brush it or anything. I mean, look at the quiff and the side. Just, you know, either have a quiff or a side. I don't have both because it's too much. But obviously, Whitney likes that, so let her have it.
Costume and makeup sorted. A rather glamorous buggy with Shona and Jacqueline off to the set. Ta-ra, girls. It's time to play Family Connections. For a free ham and cheese toastie at the calf, tell me, who in this square is Whitney related to?
There's Whitney. Her stepmother is Bianca.
I'm not even sure Bianca's her stepmom, is she? I think she just looks after her.
It makes Max her step-uncle.
Ricky is now her second stepfather.
Ricky's not her stepdad, I don't think.
Max is Whitney's great-uncle. But she's not even related by blood.
I'm so confused.
Lauren is her step-cousin.
I'm her half-brother.
I haven't got a clue who's related to her.
I don't know.
Here's what they were actually trying to say. Whitney Dean is the stepdaughter of Bianca Butcher. Bianca married Ricky, making him Whitney's stepdad, and they have 2 kids, Liam and Tiffany. Don't forget little Morgan. We're not quite sure who his dad is. Moving on. Ryan Malloy is Whitney's half-brother, who was married to Janine, who is Ricky's sister, making her Whitney's half-sister-in-law. Still with me? Keep up. Bianca's mum is step-granny Carol Jackson. Granny Carol's other kids are Sonia, Billy and Robbie, and of course the dearly departed Wellard. Carol is originally a Branning with brothers Max, Jack and sister April. We're almost there. Step-granduncle Max lives on the square with Whitney's step-cousins Lauren, Abby and Oscar, not forgetting Bradley, who died last year. Now, that wasn't so difficult, was it? Bianca's banged up, so stepdad Ricky Butcher is head of the family. Surely he'll be able to sort out a troubled teenager like Whitney. Oh, hang on. It's Ricky. Ricky Butcher, or Ricky! As we know him, was half of one of the 90s biggest love story. They went from teenage sweethearts to bride and groom, until their love hit an iceberg.
Ricky!
And they sailed their separate ways.
I said I'd never do that to my kids.
Bianca.
I said I'd never have favourites, never spin them a line like they were fit.
After years apart, Ricky and Bianca found themselves back in the square. Instrumental in rekindling their romance
Ricky,
was Whitney.
do you believe that there's someone special for everyone?
I don't know.
How old were you when you met Bianca? Bianca, this is about making you feel good about yourself. And when you do feel good about yourself, you can start making Ricky feel good too.
So that's exactly what she did. 13 years, 2 divorces, and 4 kids after wedding number 1, they gave it another go.
Ricky, you're all I want for the rest of my life.
And just like that, Whitney got a new dad.
I will.
And Ricky inherited a teenage daughter.
Just get out of my room!
You can't talk to me like that.
I could say a whole lot worse. You want to try me?
I don't think Whitney thinks of him as a father.
It would be very weird having someone like Ricky as your dad. You just wouldn't take any notice of anything he said, would you? Because he can't seem to look after himself, let alone tell you what to do. And he just always gets himself into a muddle.
And for 20 years, he's been like, he tries his best, but he's always a bit half-hearted about everything, because I think he suspects that everything will go wrong anyway, because that's his history. Everything always goes wrong for Ricky in the end.
Somebody get that phone, please.
Ricky, Tiff's really sick.
Oh, she's not sick, she's faking it. She just don't want to go back to school. Tiffany, don't make me come up there!
With Bianca in prison, Ricky did his best to pull the family together.
We've still got each other, haven't we, eh? We're still going to be a proper family, OK?
But there was someone he forgot.
He's a good dad. He tries really hard, but he's never going to be the ideal person.
He's so busy with the kids, trying to get them to school, trying to make their lunch, make their dinner, be a dad to the kids, and it's difficult.
Actually, Ricky, I could do with seeing her.
Look, I'll have a word with her, but it's up to Bianca, really, isn't it?
Whitney needs a mother figure, and there's no one around.
Look, she'll be out soon, and everything will be back to normal. You just got to keep thinking that, yeah?
And Ricky let Whitney down by not giving her the time of day, really.
I'm not really family to you, am I?
I really haven't got the energy for this.
And when he finally realises Whitney's in trouble, it's too late.
I should have gone. I can't believe it. I mean, what are we going to tell Bianca, Carol? Weeks she's been gone, and I've hardly noticed. How am I going to tell her that?
He simply wasn't there for her in her hour of need.
He does try, bless him, but he's not all there, really, is he?
Ricky was just a bit useless.
If you can't rely on your dad, then surely your gran won't let you down. Unless your gran's Carol Jackson.
Huh? You've chucked me for that! Connor, she's ancient, she's a gran, and so sick and desperate!
Yeah, she wasn't happy about it, was she?
Have a good look, because she's older than your mother!
When Whitney got together with Connor, she didn't expect any competition. That was until Granny Carol got her groove on.
It doesn't matter how old you are, if you fall in love, you fall in love.
I think she was made to feel special and found herself not being able to say no, really, despite knowing what the consequences might be.
She's never viewed Whitney as her grandchild, and also she's never viewed Whitney as Bianca's adopted daughter. She never had a connection, so she doesn't have any loyalties to Whitney.
I think the affair with her boyfriend was unacceptable to Whitney, and quite rightly so, Although Carol had her own intentions for entering into that relationship, I just think it was unforgivable.
I mean, I'm sure anyone out there, if your granny started sleeping with your boyfriend, it'd be a bit weird, if anything.
Whitney wasn't around when Carol first arrived on the square, so she wouldn't have known that love triangles run in the Jackson family. Dan Sullivan was Carol's boyfriend. She was even expecting his baby. But at the same time, Bianca had a big love in her life, the very same Dan Sullivan. When Carol discovered the affair, it was the beginning of one of the soap's biggest rifts.
It was nothing at all.
Oh! You stay away from me!
She hated her for 10 years.
Mum, please!
Because of her relationship with Dan.
I'm your daughter.
No, you're not my daughter.
I mean, I love Carol because she's so messed up, and she's always been messed up. She's a brilliant character. She's so damaged, and she always does the wrong thing, and it gets incredibly aggressive about the fact that it's always somebody else's fault.
You cheap little slapper! You're not even part of this family! I'm a slapper, am I, Grandma? Go on, tell everyone where you were today. You shut up. With Connor. You shut up! Yeah, what, did he take you back then, did it? You shut up! Don't know what he's throwing you. Shut up!
I think if Whitney was going to blame anyone for her running away, it would be Carol.
There's a lot of jealousy going on with Carol because clearly Whitney's younger and more attractive. She would have just not liked Whitney at all.
The family member that let Whitney down the most undoubtedly would be Carol.
I've told you, I ain't going back there while she's there.
Yeah, but it's your home.
No, it was, Ricky, it was, until she ruined everything. Whitney will not live there while she's there. It's such hatred that Whitney's got for her.
I'm not evil, Whitney. I'm sorry.
I think Carol feels incredibly guilty for Whitney's disappearance. She knows that it was her decision to keep on seeing Connor that ultimately led to Whitney running away. And I think for the first time in Carol's recent time on the show, we can see that there's a real vulnerability there.
I'm going to do my very best to make everything up to all of you. You know, you're not going to go through this alone, Ricky. And I promise you, we'll do everything we can to get Whitney back here where she belongs.
When your granny's your love rival, the rule book goes out the window. Luckily for Whitney, she's got Grand Uncle Max Branning on her side. Oh, hang on. Is that them snogging in the kitchen? Ooh. Don't worry, this is one tryst Max didn't want to be a part of.
What the hell are you doing?
No longer in Big Sister Carol's shadow, Max has taken a much bigger interest in his extended family.
You need someone to look out for you, baby, that's me.
No, I'm your older sister. I look out for you. You don't
Yeah,
look
that's
out
right, you do
for
look
me.
out for me. When Bradley died, you were there for me, and now, babe, now I'm here for you.
You can't help me. No one can.
He's even established himself as a father figure on the square.
See that number there, look? It's a superhero hotline number. You remember it, yeah?
Superhero.
Oi, don't tell everyone. I think family is everything to Max. He loves his kids above anything else, and he'll do anything for them.
He's a kind of like extra surrogate father across the square.
Where's your superhero costume then?
What's over the laundry, isn't it? Doc's giving it a wash. Serious, right? If you ever need any help, or if you're ever in trouble, you call me, OK? Come and rescue you. What flavour milkshake you want?
Strawberry, please.
Strawberry.
But when Whitney leaves home and spends the night at Max's, Carol isn't happy.
Just send her straight back home.
Well, Carol, I said she can stay for a couple of nights.
What'd you do that for?
Well, it can't be easy, yours, can it, with Bianca gone? I know what it's like when these things blow up.
Yeah, well, Whitney belongs at home, so just tell her she can't stay.
And Max kicks her out.
Right.
Yeah, I'm having a wicked day on the stool.
Good. So
Look, I'm going to cook dinner, just to say thanks and that for letting me stay.
Yeah, about that. It's been a bit of a change of plan.
You said I could stay.
Yeah, well, now I'm saying you can't. Sorry.
It's not long till Max gets a chance to make amends.
Whitney goes to Lauren's movie night, watches a scary film, has a right laugh. Next thing, Janine bursts through the door.
No, what have you got that I haven't got, right? You ain't all that pretty on the inside, and we all know a little something about that. Don't we, hey?
Go on, get out.
You could have saved me.
Get out! There. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
In the kitchen, Carl. I'll get you a drink. So, you feeling better?
Yeah, loads.
Good. Janine, she's what I call a horror night.
Yeah, I always did prefer romance.
I think when Whitney makes a move on Max, it's kind of like desperate, but of course to anyone looking at it, it just looks like she's being kind of tarty and forward.
She just sees this nice man that cares about her and wants to help her, and she just takes it the wrong way.
Do you know what, Max? You're not how I thought you'd be.
How was that?
Scary.
A big softy, me. It's all front.
Yeah.
We did.
So nice, Max.
No, really, no. Just go back to your mates, Rick. Go on.
Max, you understand me. You're patient and encouraging.
Whitney, please don't do this, mate. Please, no.
What the hell are you doing?
And to Lauren, that's like appalling that she could make a move on her dad.
You don't expect your best friend to kiss your dad in your kitchen when all your friends are there. It's embarrassing. and disgusting.
For a rare time in Max's life, he did the right thing.
Like Ricky, Max wanted to help, but he was already too late. EastEnders aren't afraid to tackle taboo subjects, and in a first for the show, they work with a charity who know a lot about sexual grooming. A 10-minute exclusive preview of Whitney's story was broadcast on Comic Relief Night.
Sexual grooming often happens to girls who are precarious. You get a troubled girl who's had a complicated life, alienated from her friends and her family.
You must be desperate. Not got any family? No friends? Look, it's all right to admit that you're desperate, you know. We've all been there.
Comic Relief are very, very interested in the research side of things, and they had their own research, and they fed that in as well.
And what was gripping was how seriously EastEnders took it and how they relished the opportunity to really talk to people to whom it was actually happening.
So I met up with a few young girls who are victims of sexual exploitation, and really, really sad actually, because they told me their stories and how it started, and it broke my heart.
Whitney's had such a rocky ride, and she does also have a certain, innocence and optimism to her, and those are, in this context, also dangerous qualities.
Are you my mate then?
And whatever you want me to be.
No, seriously, because I need a mate right now.
Then it's lucky I like you.
Do ya?
Didn't just drive here to see the sights, did I? Was hoping to see you.
Young, homeless and scared, Whitney was vulnerable to sexual grooming.
Take me away.
What about your mates?
I ain't got any mates. I ain't got no family or nothing.
You must have someone.
Look, is that office still open?
Are you staying around mine? Anything you want, Whitney. Anything you want.
If you're a young woman and you're not feeling great about yourself, and somebody comes along with a bit of money and a bit of a car and makes you feel good and knows exactly how to say the right thing to you, how quickly you could fall for that.
You can just see what's happening and how she's getting sucked in the hope of something better and ending up in something much worse.
Today, things like this happen, and it's good to make girls aware, anyone aware.
I just really felt like I owed it to them to make this look real, and as real as possible.
And we just hope that the enormous size of the EastEnders audience means that you take a subject that's been in the dark, and that suddenly, as a result of this collaboration, the subject itself will have light cast on it, and people will suddenly, maybe even some people watching it, say, "Oh God, I'm in that situation. Someone I know's in that situation. We've got to get out fast."
Stand by and action.
And in Whitney's situation, Lauren has arrived to try and help her friend.
No mystery, is there? It's just a bedsit. Where's Rob? He's out, he's busy. So he looks after you? Yeah. Gives me whatever I want. And what do you do for him? Nothing. I've done favours for him.
Wait, are you saying what I think you're saying? What, you and these guys? What, this? This is what love is, yeah? This is what you think it is?
Yeah, it is, and he loves me, all right?
Right. Like Tony loved you.
I think you better go.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
No, go on, get out, because I don't even want you here anyway.
I think acting in EastEnders is one of the hardest jobs in television because, we put our characters through such extreme emotions.
I'm dying. Just feed me. I know, I'm so hungry. Feed me!
We demand they do it 12 hours a day, every day. You know, they have another 12 hours worth of dialogue to learn for the next day, like 5 or 6 days a week.
Yeah, I'm on my own. Yeah.
Don't look like it.
It's really had me there.
Who's your mate?
We got talking when I was I was getting you fags. Sorry, I nicked one. I don't mind.
I told you. Don't like you smoking. Got beautiful skin. Don't ruin it.
Should we go meet Jodie?
Yeah, let's go meet Jodie. Who plays
Talk
Rob?
like that. Who plays Rob? And I think he's from Manchester.
Jodie, don't be thrown off. It still is EastEnders.
And some of the stuff they have to deal with is incredibly difficult. You get through it if you have good mates on the show and you learn to laugh and you learn to joke and you learn to separate yourself from it.
I'll be back on. Cut.
See you in a bit.
There's one person in Albert Square who keeps everyone smiling, on screen and off. I think we know who it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Miss Tiffany Dean!
Put it there, partner.
There's more to this 8-year-old than meets the eye.
No!
She's a straight-talking cutie.
How thick does she think I am? Get a move on! Go away, dog breath. You're NFI. NFI? Not people invited.
And she's the philosopher of the square.
God created the world.
Not necessarily. What if Santa created God?
Well, I'm telling you, he didn't.
My New Year's resolution is to eat healthy. Might have done. Santa might have made the world with his elves and then given it to God for Christmas. How can Mary have a baby if she ain't even got a boyfriend?
You remember your Uncle Robbie, didn't you, eh?
Is he the clown or come to nothing?
Forget Pat Butcher or Bianca. This little lady is the heart and soul of the family.
I love you, Mrs. Butcher. Me and you need to talk.
And above all, she's a loving, loyal sister.
Oh, Whitney and Tiff are so sweet together. They're so sweet.
Why is it always you and me that get into trouble?
Mum says we're two peas in a pod.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
There's only one present I want this Christmas, and that's for Whitney to be happy again. Because she's the best big sister in the world.
Whitney ain't 12 tomorrow, you spanner. She's 17.
It's card number 12. I'm doing her one for each birthday. So you're the spanner, not me.
But their sisterly love was put to the test.
I love you, you know that, don't you?
I love you too.
When Ricky dropped the bombshell.
Because you ain't everyone's dad around here, Ricky. You got Liam, and that's it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so take your fake little act and stick it. Because we don't want to know. Tiff's my family, not yours. She ain't got nothing to do with you.
No, you're the one she's got nothing to do with. Tiffany ain't Nathan's daughter. She's mine. Mine and Bianca's. And I've got a DNA test to prove it.
Ricky!
Even though it turns out, you know, Ricky is Tiffany's dad, it doesn't make a difference to them because they're stronger than ever and no one or nothing is ever going to tear them apart. They're just so strong.
Still a sister, aren't you?
Of course I am. I'm the best sister you're ever going to have. And your best mate too.
And Tiffany oddly kind of, you know, looks after Whitney as much as she looks after her.
Yeah, that little sister is actually looking after a big sister. It's actually rather touching and lovely.
On set, an important scene is underway. Tiffany is about to solve the mystery of Whitney's story.
Diary of Tiffany Butcher, age, date and 1 month. Keep out.
She opens her diary and there it is. There's the answer.
Look, here in Rainbow Pen. He has got his own club and it is on the Stanham Road. Whitney says this means he is rich and his name is Rob. Oh no, Morgan scribbles. I never.
Maisie apprentice on the show, Devon, plays little brother Morgan.
I didn't even get my line. I didn't even get my line.
Oh, Maisie Moo, I call her. She's a little darling.
I bless the day she walked in the door. From the moment we first saw her, we always went, she's so adorable and she's so lovely.
So Maisie's a really talented little girl. And she can do it.
The way she remembers those lines, she had so many lines and just...
You do bad things.
Bad things? What do you mean, bad things?
With Whitney's boyfriend. I saw you through the letterbox.
Maisie is a true professional.
Maisie, can we have you in, please?
She's always on time. She always knows her lines.
Miss Mum times 1,000. And Whit says she does too. Told you.
Oh, she's so sweet. I wish she was my sister.
She's actually 43.
Bye. Bye. Bye-bye.
Leading the search for Whitney is best friend Lauren. We've got to hand it to her. Despite seeing Whitney snog her dad, Lauren still tried her hardest to get her back.
I'm Lauren.
In Lauren's EastEnders history, we've seen her reveal Max and Stacey's affair and have a romance of her own with Peter Beale. And she even managed to escape the clutches of Tony King.
I'm going to America for summer camp.
After her stay at summer camp, she returned the same Lauren, but slightly different.
The first thing I say to Max is, wow, you've changed. Wow, you've changed.
Lauren.
Quite clearly, I have changed. Well, Lauren has changed, not Max.
What are you doing?
Oh, love you too, Dad. My bags are outside if you want to bring them in.
Since her return, Lauren and Whitney have forged a firm friendship.
Lauren, kiss him. Kiss him. Just get right in there. Is that what you do? Yes, I would.
Janine, where's Whitney?
When she realised her friend was in trouble,
Oi, I said, where's Whitney?
Lauren raised the alarm.
Right. Well, we'll leave Whitney there then, shall we? Yeah, is that how you want your daughter treating her mates?
And she did her best to track Whitney down.
Have you seen this girl? Her name's Whitney.
No.
Eventually, her persistence paid off.
Her name's Whitney. Look, we think she's here, somewhere here. Look, she's my friend.
But Whitney didn't want to be helped. And Lauren's efforts fell on deaf ears.
Lauren doesn't know anything, really. She thinks she knows everything that's happened and she thinks she's got it all worked out, but she doesn't. She doesn't know what she's letting herself in for.
Lauren, yeah?
Yeah.
Listen, I really think you should come along with me and Whit tonight. We'll have a laugh. Nice blokes, lovely pad.
Rob is trying to make her feel special.
You know you're beautiful, don't you? You're something special, you girl.
Really? I mean, as special as Whitney.
Hey, where you going? Sit down.
She's speechless when he actually confronts her and says what? There's nothing she can say.
I get any trouble from you, your old man. Please, anyone so much as a sniff. I'll be coming round your house and paying you a visit. You get me?
Yeah.
Good. Look at me. If I see you around these parts again, you know what's going to happen.
So we know Ricky, Max, Lauren and little Tiff tried to help Whitney. But what about the only person she's actually related to on the square? Half-brother Ryan Malloy.
So, you named after the singer?
When Ryan first arrived on the scene in Albert Square, he was this very handsome kind of mystery man.
If you hadn't smashed his face in, we'd have been toasted now. It's amazing. You should have seen it.
Next thing, she turned round and he'd disappeared, and she couldn't fathom what was going on.
The only thing this guy feared was an awkward silence.
Okay, I'll see you.
Hang on. What's your name?
When Ryan first came into the show, he didn't tell Whitney he was the brother. And she actually was quite attracted to him, which was all a bit weird.
I think she fancied him, actually. And then when she found out his brother, obviously, she didn't.
So then your mum...
But figuring out who he could be wasn't so straightforward.
So what do you do in the real world? No exams.
You know, this and that. And then I move on.
But this man couldn't remain a mystery forever, and his identity was finally revealed by Whitney's estranged mum, Deborah.
This is Ryan, the bloke I was telling you about.
I know him. Yeah, he saved me. There was trouble and he sorted it out.
Listen to me. This bloke, yeah, he's not your friend. You can't trust him.
But just leave her alone, because you're scaring her.
You don't know anything about her.
And you do you?
Yeah, I do, because she's my mother too.
Ryan and Whitney don't have a typical brother and sister relationship at all.
Oi! First thing you've got to learn, little sis, is to trust your big brother. He's not going to let you down. So less of the panic, yeah?
He has a tendency to be a bad boy.
Right. Over time, their family bond grew.
After it had sunk in that she had a brother, she really, really liked it and she wanted to spend loads and loads of time with him.
She can't have liked him that much. She set him up with Janine.
Ryan and Janine. Oh, those were the days.
When she needed a bed for the night, Whitney turned to her brother.
The best thing you can do is stop being so pig-headed and go back to Pat's.
Ryan's obviously thinking he's got a lot on his plate at the moment, hasn't got anywhere to live himself, and just thinks she should go home and stop being a spoilt little brat.
Ryan?
What? Just go back to Pat's. There's people there that care about you and they'll look after you.
Excuse me, Ryan, do you even know what is going on there lately? No, you don't, because you don't care or notice anything about my life,
Yeah,
do
well, I've
you?
had a little bit going on in my life lately too, or maybe you hadn't noticed that.
Ryan, please.
Just stop being such a spoiled little brat and go home with it.
Stand by, and action.
On set, Shona and Charlie are filming an emotional scene in Whitney's story. In a bedsit in North London, Janine is trying to make Whitney see sense.
And do you know what, Janine? He actually understands me because he loves me.
Yeah, right. Of course he does. So, he gets the money, and you get, what, a few tidbits, this dump.
Oh, look, Whitney, I know how you are feeling right now after that bloke has left. You are better than this. You are.
Really? Really, Janine? Who told you that?
There's only one way that this is going to go, and that is you out there looking 10 years older than you are, selling it for a tenner on the street, Whitney.
Janine, because I am not a prostitute, all right?
Well, what is the difference? Oh, open your eyes, please. Look out there on that street, all right? It's a mile long, this road, full of places like this, of girls living like this. Please just leave. Leave now before it's too late. Come on, let's just get your stuff together before it's too late.
Cut there.
I'm actually out of breath.
Brilliant. So don't
Okay, so that's the main bulk of that scene done.
So it's off to lunch.
No more words to learn. Wow! Let's go and pig out.
Don't adjust your TV screens, ladies and gents. That was indeed Janine Malloy helping someone. Being kind. That can't be right, can it?
Janine! You're the famous Janine. I've heard a lot about you.
But have you heard she's turned over a new leaf? She tracked Whitney down and even took a hit for her.
Get out! I warned you!
So she's a good person, really? An angel, perhaps? Residents of Warford, wouldn't you agree?
I don't like her. She's scary.
Nobody likes you around here, Janine. Not even your own family.
You ain't exactly popular around here, are you?
Oh, change the record.
What a nasty person I am, eh?
You're poison.
Janine's back then.
She's all right when you get to know her.
You all look at me like I'm scum.
She's just been through a rough time, hasn't she?
She is quite a sweet, sort of lost soul, and she covers all that up with a real tough exterior.
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe there is a good Janine after all.
Inconclusive. Charlie, who is she?
A lost little girl, and I will defend her until she dies.
Well, let's find out.
On the face of it, she's a really good soap bitch, but there are layers there. She's quite a broken, vulnerable girl.
I just can't face the thought of being alone.
For me, that I think Janine is always that abandoned child.
She's not all hard.
She's very, very sad, I think, as a character.
She's had a terrible, terrible life as well, let's be honest.
She needs a lot of help.
Ultimately, Janine is very lonely, and I think that was part of her companionship with Whitney, really. She wanted the company as much as everything else. I just want someone that I can rely on and believe in. I mean, can you be that person?
I already am.
We're damaged goods, Whit. Damaged goods that nobody wants.
Janine came to Whitney's rescue when no one else would help.
Can I stay then? Like, proper stay?
Of course. Hey, we're mates, aren't we?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
She has, for the first time possibly ever, found a friend, and a girlfriend at that she feels quite close to.
Whitney, don't tell me you're the new flatmate.
So what if I am?
Don't you remember what happened?
Yeah, I do remember what happened, Ryan. Yeah, she took me in when my own brother wouldn't give me the time of day, all right?
You completely hit rock bottom when the only person left to take you in and look after you is Janine Butcher. That means things are looking very grim in your life.
Stick with me, kid. You'll be graduating in the dark arts in no time.
But Janine is still Janine, and she can't be good all the time.
Shut up! Why would you do that? Well, that was for Dad.
And clearly she's the wrong person for Whitney to be around.
Whitney's coming home as it goes, Carol, next week or the week after. I spoke to her last night, in fact. They trusted Janine with her, stupidly.
With a number of homeless...
But everyone has a conscience, even Janine.
Why are so many kids and young people sleeping rough in London? Why have we failed them?
Deep down, I think she knows that she's partly responsible for what's happened to Whitney. And she sees herself in Whitney and feels guilty about what she's driven her to.
And when she realised Whitney was in real danger, she came out fighting.
Come on, Whitney.
Get out.
Get your hands off me.
Out. Now.
Whitney.
Get out.
Won't you? Get out! Go on! All right?
I am not scared of you. As soon as I get out of here, I am calling the police.
Oh, yeah? Stay out of our business.
Stand by.
Alone with Rob, the true nature of their relationship is revealed.
Action.
If you want to meet him, you can. Go down the calf.
I want to stay here with you.
Do you? You are gorgeous, and I'm absolutely crazy about you. Listen, tonight, I'm gonna go and have some fun. You love your cuddles, don't you?
Who's that?
Just a mate. My brother's mate. You remember? He's in fashion. Lovely bloke. I'm into him for a couple of grand, and he's been patient. I like the use of both legs. So, if you could be nice to him a little bit.
No.
Why not? Got somewhere else to be. Here you go, mate.
Okay, so basically what I've just filmed is Whitney has had sex with a bloke, I've forgotten his name now, Chris, for Rob as a favour, and that's all in her head. Obviously, she thinks it's just a favour, but obviously to the audience it's like, God, are you crazy, woman? Get out of there. But obviously she's not going to listen, so what you've just seen is what is going to happen, basically. Yeah, but I'm going to go and get a cup of tea now and have a little break.
Where is she?
Nothing, I'm all right. Just give me your phone.
What are you going to do?
Call the police.
And say what?
Have you got a better suggestion?
Yeah, we can go get Ricky, my dad, a few other blokes to come back, maybe Phil Mitchell.
I just don't know if there's enough time to go home, get everybody and come back.
Time is running out.
coming or what?
And having pushed everyone away, Whitney's story is about to take a nasty turn.
Whitney does believe that her and Rob are in love. I think she thinks it's a fairy tale love story.
I love you. You look so tasty. You do? You know you do.
You're not getting round me.
No.
We've seen Whitney fall for lies from men in the past, and Rob's, unfortunately, just another addition to that list of men who've told her what she wants to hear.
This is Chloe. Chloe, say hello to Whitney.
All right. When Whitney meets Chloe for the first time, she can sense that Chloe doesn't want to talk to her at first.
There's a lot of blokes here, isn't there?
Yeah, tell me about it. So I'm glad you're here. Lighten the load.
What are you talking about?
Chloe, in the end, tells her what she's here for, basically.
So what did you think we were doing here?
I thought this was a party.
It's a party, all right. Party for them.
Oh, it's horrible. It's awful.
If you're nice to them, they'll give you a break. They'll give you a sandwich.
For Whitney, the terrible truth is finally clear.
No. You're gonna go in that room and make my friends happy. Or I'm gonna have to hurt you.
Please, stop, please. Please.
Totally alone, there's only one person who can save her now. At a secret filming location in North London, Whitney's storyline is about to reach its climax.
And action.
So this is Whitney's big escape. Rob has just said, you're going to make my friends happy or I'm going to have to hurt you. So she's got no choice. Whitney's going to climb out the window and run off into the night.
It's decision time for Whitney and stunt time for Shona.
Thanks, guys. Let's run up, please.
We used real glass window because we felt that the proximity of the angles, it wouldn't look very good if we used fake toffee glass. So she actually broke a real window.
Shona and her stunt double prepare for her escape.
Before I got into acting, I really, really dreamt of becoming a stuntwoman. I'm not scared of heights. I wouldn't mind it being higher, actually. I quite like the adrenaline rush you get.
She's doing surprisingly well. She's really getting through it very fast. She's got a lot of confidence now.
I would like to do the jump, but they won't let me. So.
Bob inside will have you on one line. I'll have you on a second line. One gives and one takes, so that we'll be feeding you in and out at the same time. So you're on 2 points of contact all the time, so you can't go anywhere. We have some crash mats on the floor, but that's more for the landing with a double later on.
Okay.
Action.
Shona is attempting to climb out a top floor window. She goes as far as she can, and then she has to hand over to the professional.
So we get her to jump from here down, and in the editing, it'll match in with what Belinda's required to do, which is jump from all the way up there, up the top.
She looks good.
3, 2, 1, go!
To finish the stunt, Whitney 2 helps Whitney 1 into position.
Stand by and hey.
In her darkest hour, far from the safety of Albert Square, Whitney Dean found the courage to save herself.
Whitney! Whitney!
She's just running tonight and she's terrified. You know she's got away from them, but you don't know where she's going.
was dark, and then she was just gone.
Can you just call me?
What if none of us ever hear from her ever again?
So we know that Whitney's safe.
I don't think it's the last we've seen of Whitney Dean. I hope not.
I hope that she can change what happened to her.
But will she find her way back to Albert Square? Let's hope so.
There has to be a positive outcome, I think.
I think she's got a lot more to give, I think. Yeah.
She's a fantastic character. Fingers crossed she'll be around for a long time to come.
I'd like Whitney to get a good job, find a nice, geeky, quiet boyfriend for her, and just settle back into her family.
Shona is just growing and growing as an actress. I think she's a really, really beautiful actress to watch.
In 3 or 4 short years, she's become a real iconic presence on the show. And Shona's a brilliant actress. I don't think we've seen half of what she's capable of yet, and I hope she'll be with us for many years to come.
So now working with her so closely is really fun, really good fun, because it's like working with one of your best mates. This is big stuff, you know, and I'm really, really lucky to have done that, and yeah, I'm really happy, and I hope it carries on.
If you missed tonight's EastEnders, it plays here on BBC Three at 10. Next, Adam's putting in the hours. I mean, Chris Moyles and Comedy Dave worked through the night for their world record marathon last week, but although Adam's shifts aren't as long as 52 hours, they do feel like it. Brand new Junior Doctors is next.